Hello, I'm Megan Katergian, Executive Director at Door of Hope. Door of Hope is a Pasadena-based organization that empowers families facing homelessness to transform their lives. And we do that through 3 programs. The first is our transitional shelter program for unhoused families. The second is our alumni support program for formerly homeless families now living in their own home. And the third program is our homelessness prevention program for families at imminent risk of eviction so that they can avoid the trauma of homelessness altogether. One of our greatest success stories from the past year is Tiana, a young woman who came to us after fleeing domestic violence and losing her housing as a result. And she had 2 daughters and was pregnant at the time. She was also enrolled in school and almost dropped out, but was trying to get a better life for her and her kids through a respiratory therapy certification. So we placed her at our newest shelter, designed for homeless mothers who are returning to school to earn a higher wage. And Tiana has since completed her respiratory therapy degree. She had 5 interviews and got 5 job offers the same week. She has given birth to a beautiful baby son, and she has moved out into an apartment that we introduced her to. Lives right next door to another family who graduated from Door of Hope. And so they have this beautiful friendship, and she is earning a higher wage than she ever has before, and her kids have a bright future ahead of them. Door of Hope is best known for our transitional housing program. That's how we were started in 1985 with 1 shelter for 5 families. We've since grown to 4 shelters for 34 families at a time. And it is by far our program with the highest demand. For every 1 family we get to serve, we have to turn away 23 others because our waiting list is just always long and because our shelters are always full. But the transformation that families go through in that program is just phenomenal and profound. They come to us homeless and they go through therapy, case management, financial literacy, children's programming and mentorship, and when they graduate they have enough money saved to sustain their future rent. They're paying their own rent, and they are successfully housed in the community. After completing that program, families we housed a year ago, 95% are still housed today, and of the families we housed 5 or more years ago through that program, 87% have never returned to homelessness. Families come to us in 2 different ways. One is through emergency domestic violence shelters. There's a close connection between homelessness and domestic violence for single mothers and their children. 80% have experienced domestic violence. They go first to a 30 to 45-day emergency shelter, and then we're the second step to transition them into their own homes. The second way families get to know about us is by calling 211, which is an emergency hotline for families in crisis, and then ultimately they're referred to Door of Hope. But we also do take referrals from churches and other community partners who know of families in need. Door of Hope is designed to help homeless parents and children, and they make up 16% of LA County's homeless population. There are 77,000 homeless individuals in our community. There's no question that homelessness is devastating individuals and communities throughout LA County. But if this makes you feel frustrated or angry or hopeless, I'm here to share that there is hope, and it comes in the form of transitional shelter for unhoused families, for homelessness prevention program for families at imminent risk of eviction, and for ongoing alumni support for formerly homeless families who are now thriving in their own home. So that's what your support makes possible. The thing that makes Door of Hope's transitional shelter program most unique is that unlike many homeless shelters where there are bunk beds or cots in a large gymnasium and multiple households sharing the same space, every family gets their own private room at Door of Hope. in a safe place, a lock on the door, their own private bathroom, and these are shelters that feel like home. In fact, we've recently refurnished and rehabilitated all of our shelters so that they can really feel like healing sanctuaries to all of the families that live there. There are so many ways to get involved in our organization. Volunteers to help us multiply the staff efforts here, and so we have volunteers coming in during the evening hours to help with our kids program. We have professionals teaching life skill classes, things like financial literacy or parenting classes, domestic violence prevention. We have volunteers that help out in 2 big events every year, a summer carnival and a winter festival where we get to give away backpacks and toys for kids, and we ask large groups to come in and create a game or host a booth. There are so many different ways, and of course we are sustained by private support that comes from individuals and foundations in the community. And so financial gifts will go a long way to helping us serve more families. For anyone who is looking to get involved, you can go right to our website and you'll find a link to how you can get involved. There's so many different ways. You can be a meal donor, you can be a volunteer in our children's program, you can teach a life skill class, you can give much needed items like welcome baskets or housewarming baskets for families moving into our shelters or out into their own permanent home. We really value participation from the community. We call them our extended Door of Hope family. Just go to our website if you want to find out more, www.doorofhope.us.